Hey everyone, I'm a small lizard, and today we'll be looking at and starting our PnC journey with the introduction of two very basic principles, the multiplication and addition principle. As such, the times and plus sign you're seeing in the title of the ping board. And I'll begin with explaining the multiplication principle. Let's say this is you, and you're gonna flip a coin. And you know that if you flip the coin for the first time, you get either heads or tail. Very simple, two outcomes only. Now let's say you want to flip a coin twice. How many outcomes will you get? Now after flipping the first coin, you get possibly two outcomes. And again, we flip the same coin again, you're gonna get another two outcomes. And that's why actually you can get a total of 4 outcomes each, because since you're gonna get 2 outcomes again, and the first time you might get 2 as well, so each outcome you get on the first might get 2 more, so 2 times 2 will give you 4. And again, if you let's say perform the coin flipping again and again and again, you just multiply by 2, 2, 2, right? So let's say for the third time is 2 cubed, or 2 times 2 times 2 equals to 8. Alright, so this is the first idea of the multiplication identity, where if you're looking at the number of cases, or total number of cases equals to the product of outcome of each event. Of course, the number of cases where we're looking at each number of cases of performing the events in a specific order. Alright, so let's say perform event number 1, and then event number 2, event number 3, event number 4, and so on and so forth. Alright, so that is basically the product of outcomes of each event. So let's say event 1 has A, event 2 has B number of ways, and then event 2 B, so outcomes, then of course the total number of ways equals to A times B. Alright, now there is also another definition of the multiplication identity or multiplication principle when it comes to looking at probability of performing all events in a specific order again. And again, it's actually the product of the probability of of each event, or probability of the outcome of each event, or to make it even more specific and clearer, respective outcome of each event. What do I mean? Alright, so we have, let's say it's a fair coin, it's half for heads, half for tails. Now again, it's going to be half for heads, half for tails, half for head, half for tails. What now? Alright, very simple. The idea is that we multiply the probabilities in the specific path. Let's say we want the first path where we have both heads. You notice that it is essentially half times half, giving us 1/4, and so on and so forth. Right over here, half times half heads times tails is half times half again is 1/4. And really, one way to illustrate this is, let's say you have a bar, right? This was you, and then you know that on the first try you have either heads or you have tails. Then from here you're gonna split it again. Now you have heads again, or you have tail. Same thing. You had tails, now you're gonna get tails or head. Now you realize that, hey, first you took out of 1, you took half each. So this is half, this is half. Then you took a further half from half, and that should be the idea, right? Further half from half is 1/4. Alright, so that is the idea of the multiplication principle in probability. Alright, and this tree diagram could be very useful. Alright, so what we've drawn here is actually called the tree diagram. And you can really use this as a way to visualize, or if required, to actually answer or draw out as part of the question. Now, the addition principle is actually very simple. It is basically the summation or the sum of probability or cases that gives you the same outcome. Okay, now what do I mean? All right, so let's say we look at, again, we just redraw the tree diagram. So we have head, tail, head, tail, head, tail. Let's say you want to find the probability of one head and one tail. You notice that there are two ways to go about it, right? Getting head and then tail, or getting tail and then head. And because there are two ways, we need to sum these two ways together. The first way is very simple, half times half, right? Half to get head, half to get tail. This will give us 1/4. Similarly, tail then head is another half times half, 1/4. Now we add them together, 1/4 plus 1/4 would then give us half back. All right, so that is the idea of the addition principle, some of the probability or pathways actually that gives you the same outcome. All right, so this is the multiplication addition principle, pretty fundamental, and you actually use this a lot subconsciously throughout the PnC journey because it's really, well, it's called fundamental for a reason. All right, and I'll see you guys in the next example where we're going to apply these concepts and see how we actually can solve probability questions, which hopefully are quite fun. See you guys around.